Good evening. It is February 9th, 2023. This is the Conservation Commission. My name is Janet Bernardo. I'm the Conservation Commission Chair. I'd like to confirm that members and staff are present and can hear me. Sue.
Here.
Peter.
Here.
Dave.
Here.
Stephen. And then Debbie
Here.
and Clay.
Here.
Great. This is an open meeting of the Town of Needham Conservation Commission. It's being conducted remotely, consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12, 2020, due to the current state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the outbreak of the COVID-19 virus. All supporting materials have been provided to members of this body, and are available on the Conservation Commission website. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda unless the chair notes otherwise. We are now turning to the first item on the agenda. Before we do so, permit me to cover some ground rules for effective and clear conduct of our business and to ensure accurate meeting minutes. I will introduce each hearing on the agenda. I will introduce the applicant and or their consultant to begin their project presentation. After they conclude their presentation, the chair will go down a line of members, inviting each by name to provide any comment or questions. Please hold until your name is called. Further, please remember to mute your phone or computer when you are not speaking. Please remember to speak clearly and in a way that helps generate accurate meeting minutes. For any response, please wait until the chair yields the floor to you, and please state your name before speaking. Finally, each vote taken in this meeting will be conducted by a roll call vote. Great. Okay, so first,
Hold on one sec. Clay, did you get that email from Paulina? She needs a link.
Yep, sorry, I'm in the background here. I just resent.
Okay, cool. Sorry, Janet, go ahead.
No problem. Okay, so the first item is 37 Mosley Avenue, DP file number 234896. This is a continued notice of intent. My understanding that the applicant has asked for a continuation of this hearing till February 23rd, 2023. Can I have a motion to do that?
So moved.
Can I have a second? Thanks, Steve. All in favor, Peter,
Aye.
Sue,
Aye.
Dave,
Aye.
Stephen,
Aye.
Paulina.
Aye.
Okay, so are there any meeting minutes or enforcement and violation updates to discuss?
No, there's a minute update. So the ad has gone out internally for the minute taker position.
Great.
We have someone very interested, and so I think they're giving it from a week from Wednesday before they close it. So we will have a minute taker on them, hoping within a month.
Great. And we can get all caught up. Okay.
Yep.
So the 170 Whitman Road has withdrawn. Request for certificate of compliance, that has withdrawn?
Yes, I did review their request, and they hadn't planted their plantings yet, and the site was still not stable. So they're going to hold off until after they get the plantings in, and then
Great.
visit.
Okay. So the next thing is the Ridge Hill Reservation parcel lines discussion. Chris is here from the town to give us our little update. Chris, the floor is yours. Please state your name again for the record.
Thank you very much. And hello, everybody. I am Chris Heap. I'm town council in Needham. I don't know that I've met everyone here, so I just wanted to, I guess, first say a quick hello.
Welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here. And so the reason for my visit tonight is to talk about something called a property line agreement that the town has been asked to sign on to. And this agreement comes up in the context of the town's efforts to acquire a portion of the Foster property on Charles River Street. Some of you may know, town meeting voted in October to authorize the acquisition of a portion of the Foster property. And we've been working before town meeting and ever since to try to make that happen. The property that is going to be acquired, and I guess backing up one further step, the current proposal is for the town to acquire a portion of the Foster property and for Northland Development to acquire another portion of the Foster property. And the property to be acquired as it currently exists really consists of 3 parcels. 2 separate 3-acre parcels of land that exist on Charles River Street, and a much larger parcel that currently includes an existing house and property along the river. The reason I'm here tonight is the 2 3-acre parcels that exist on Charles River Street. Those 2 parcels are currently owned by the Foster Trust. The current plan is that they will be acquired in the short term by Northland and then ultimately conveyed to the town later on down the road. As part of the due diligence that's been going on as part of this still proposed acquisition, Northland conducted a survey of the 2 3-acre parcels and found that the property lines of those 2 3-acre parcels could not be precisely located on the ground. The reason for that is that the parcels were created as a matter of record by the recording of a plan in a 1980 plan that showed the 2 3-acre parcels and showed the lot lines as having distances but no bearings. And because of that, those 2 lots, both containing 3 acres, have existed as a matter of record since 1980 or 1981, but only with the recent survey that Northland was conducting did it become apparent that it was going to be difficult to locate those property lines on the ground. The proposed solution to that problem is for the current owner of those 2 lots, which is the Foster estate, to enter into a property line agreement with the neighboring landowner, who just so happens to be the town of Needham. The property that surrounds these 2 3-acre parcels is a part of the Ridge Hill Reservation property. It's a 29.7-acre lot and is currently owned by the town and is under the jurisdiction of the Conservation Commission. So the town owns all of the surrounding property. So in an effort to more precisely locate the property lines of the 2 3-acre lots and the surrounding area already owned by the town, the current owners and Northland have jointly suggested that we enter into this something called a property line agreement. What that agreement would say essentially is that the property lines are as shown on a new plan that has been prepared by Northland surveyor that is intended to depict more precisely the lot lines that were originally shown on the 1980 plan that has been on record since then. The goal is not to change anything, but really to more precisely memorialize where those property lines are. So a draft agreement has been prepared to that effect. The agreement really says, really just says what I just shared with all of you. It says that the 1980 plan that created the 2 3-acre lots is not precise enough to locate the lot lines on the ground. As a result of that, Northland has prepared a new survey plan, and the parties to the agreement, which would be the current owners, the Foster estate, and the town, agree that the lot lines are as shown on the new plan. And then the new plan is attached as an exhibit. So I've got, I don't know if it's helpful, but I've got plans at the ready if anybody wants to take a look at them, although I believe they may have been shared with the commission before the meeting. So that's it in a nutshell. Happy to answer any questions that anybody may have. I know that's a lot in a brief amount of time. But also I would say that the agreement has been drafted in consultation with the current owners and with Northland to be between the current owners and the town. We've drafted it so it would go be signed by the town manager with the approval of the select board. But as I noted, the property was originally deeded, the surrounding property, the Ridge Hill property, was originally deeded into the jurisdiction of the Conservation Commission. So we wanted to obviously relay all this to the commission and ultimately hope to get your approval for the agreement before it's finalized and signed.
So the two plans, the one that's dated 1980 and the current plan, basically the line dimensions are very similar. And the total areas are also very similar.
They
There's
are
some little bit of discrepancy, but they're for the most part the same.
They are very, very close. The original 1980 plan showed both lots as containing exactly 3.0 acres. The new plan shows the lots as containing 3.02 acres and 3.05 acres. And the lot lines are for the most part identical. I think there's one lot line that is off by a foot and one lot line that is off by a couple of feet, but the next one in the sequence is over. So they're again, not identical, but the area matches and the lot lines are very close.
And my other question that I'll ask the commission, there is a separate property owner that is not the town of Needham, it seems like, to the northwest east of one of these lots. Is that a true statement, and have they been involved?
So that is
Or is-
that is absolutely a true statement. The 2-3 acre lots are abutted on all sides except for one by the town's existing property. The side where there is a separate property owner is to the east along Charles, which is sort of the far end of the property on Charles River Street. But the agreement is drafted to specifically state that nothing contained in the agreement is going to affect any lot line other than the ones shared by the town and the current property owner. So it accepts the property line with the private property owner on that last side.
Okay,
Did that
and
make sense?
they're aware of this, like they're not gonna come and say, nobody told us. And
They are, so I have not reached out to the private property owner. I don't believe that Northland has as well, although there would have been a surveyor out there on the property line for much of the past probably month. I can attempt to sort of close that loop, but again, the agreement that we're being asked to sign specifically states that it doesn't do anything relative to that property line. That remains a private arrangement between current owner and that private property owner.
okay, so I was gonna go around the commission, see if anybody has any questions. Dave?
I don't really have any questions. I just surprised that the previous, plot was inaccurate. And anecdotally about in the 80s, I had an addition put on my house, and I had the same surveyor survey my property, and it was kind of sketchy too. So there might be other things at the registry that are a little sketchy there, but it seems pretty straightforward, and yeah, I got no questions.
Great.
Paulina?
Questions?
Stephen?
No questions.
Peter?
Yeah, so just to confirm that so this is like an intermediate step in which if everything goes according to plan, the town would acquire these parcels. And
Yeah,
so those lines ultimately wouldn't matter that much. It would all be part of the same property.
Absolutely right. If everything goes according to plan, this will ultimately be conveyed from Northland to the town, and they might remain separate lots as a matter of record, but it would all be in common ownership.
Got it. But if this doesn't go according to plan, then these plots are what they are as they are described in this new plan. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sue?
Yeah, I'm fine. It sounds like it's really a more accurate defining of the property lines. So I'm fine.
Allison?
I don't think I heard enough to be able to make it.
Oh, okay. So,
Answer.
all right, thanks, Allison. So my other question, as Peter kind of alluded to slightly, if this doesn't go according to plan, Northland owns this property, and it also looks like there's some wetlands that have now been somehow delineated on this that were not shown before. But, which which is a good thing as far as we're concerned.
Mhm.
Is there, like, what's, I guess, this whole guarantee, which I think we kind of had from town meeting and everything else, that the town will ultimately own these 6 acres.
So we're currently working on finishing up a development agreement with with Northland. That will specifically spell out what happens and when, and in particular, when these 2 lots will be conveyed by Northland to the town. So, but that agreement is sort of remains in process. It's, I think, close to being done, but it's not done yet. And the goal would be to complete and sign this agreement that we're talking about now, along with the development agreement, all at the same time. And I believe that's scheduled to be for discussion with the select board at its meeting at the end of February.
And how real are the wetland lines that are shown on that plan?
They are, I can't speak to that. I could ask that question of their surveyor. I believe they're relatively accurate, but this plan is not, I don't believe, intended to
Show, I mean, it's not, it doesn't show topo or anything, it's just lot lines.
it's
But
just
it,
a lot.
and kind of show that there's wetlands to delineate upland and wetland.
Yep.
And what do you need from us? Is this a courtesy or do you need a vote?
I would request a vote that the commission agree to agree that the town may provide a property line agreement along the lines that we've discussed tonight, and that has been shared with the board in advance of the meeting, for purposes of more precisely showing the property lines separating these 2 3-acre parcels from the surrounding Ridge Hill Reservation property owned by the town.
Okay. Anybody in the commission have any more questions, or are we ready to, for a vote on this? Clay, you have a question?
Yeah, I just wanted to note that on the more recently conducted plan, under the plan notes, the note number 3 suggests that it was delineated in December of 2022, so this last December, by Environmental Consulting and Restoration LLC, and that the flags were located by the Merrill engineers and land surveyors. So it looks like there may have been a wetland delineation that was done in conjunction with this plan.
Thanks for reading that. It's right there. Great. So I think we need a motion that accepts the plan of land called Plan of Land for Charles River Street in Needham, Massachusetts, prepared by Merrill Engineering and Land Surveyors, dated January 4th, 2023. And the properties, the 2 parcels listed on these plans as being accurate? Is that what we want to say?
So moved.
Second.
Here.
Second.
Thank you, Paulina. Okay, all in favor, Dave,
Agree.
Allison,
I think
You
I
can-
have to abstain.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Sue,
Aye.
Stephen,
Aye.
Peter,
Aye.
Paulina, did I
Aye.
already get to you yet? Did I say everybody? Janet, I. Okay. I think we did it.
Great, that's great. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for your explanation. Appreciate it.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
You too.
Okay.
So I think there are people in the audience, though. They might be from the hearing.
Oh,
we
Clay, is
continue?
there anybody that wants to ask any questions? I should have said that before we took our vote.
I don't see, nor have I seen any hands raised tonight so far.
So maybe they're just observing.
They might just be listening.
Yeah.
Is
Okay,
it possible they were here for the hearing that was continued?
Well, that's what we're saying, yeah.
oh,
But we let the, it's most likely the abutters and neighbors, and we let them know this afternoon that they were asking for a continuance.
and people might be interested in the Foster
So-
property and understanding anything that happens with that. So this was a lot line
Sure.
discussion, so. So I forgot to hand Clay the tree information that I had. It was sitting here happily ready to go and I forgot. But it'd be great to talk about the tree policy. I don't know if anybody wants to talk about today or do we want to definitely plan to talk about it in 2 weeks. If anybody wants to throw anything in at the moment, but we could just hold it and I'll get the information to Clay that I was supposed to get to him 2 weeks ago. And
Yeah, so if you guys have a chance, just review the existing, and if you have any more comments, just send them back to us.
And if anybody has anything else to add, otherwise, we're all done.
Just we had forwarded you guys the MACC information. It's a virtual meeting again. They did seem to have
Oh.
some interesting offerings. So check that out. It's the last week of February and the beginning of March. It's 2 weeks. So check that out. Let us know if you want to sign up for anything.
And the town will
next-
pay for us, right? The town
Yeah.
pays.
Yeah. And next meeting, the dredging of the reservoir. They just filed the E&F on that. And they're asking to be put on our agenda to come back now that they're closer to 100% of the project plan. So I think they want to go over it with the commission where it stands now.
Excellent.
All right.
Dave, you have a question?
Yeah, I just wanted to confirm that the commission does not have any comments or further comments to the CPC plan that was circulated several weeks ago. I know that Peter Pingatore is trying to finalize that, and he keeps asking me if
Yeah, I thought we talked about it and we were all satisfied. Well, maybe you were not at that meeting.
Yeah, no, I was, but I don't know if that was communicated to Peter.
Yeah, I got an email from Cecilia Simchak with him CC'd on it, asking if the commission had any comments, and I said no.
Okay, good. 'Cause,
So they're in the know.
right, good. The other thing I mentioned is, last time we were talking about the peninsula and Eversource
Mhm.
project there. I took a couple visits there and they did really beef up their erosion controls, I thought.
Oh, good. Thank you for paying attention.
And like I got a thing about Eversource. But no,
Mhm.
seriously, they've completed the work. They just have
Yeah.
to demobilize, and I thought they did a good job. So
I walk there every day with my new puppy.
yeah.
And it was so noisy. They worked all weekends,
Yeah.
and it was so noisy for like a couple of weekends. So they really did what they said they were going to do. They worked every day. And they would leave about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it made a huge amount of noise with all the trucks leaving.
Yeah,
And all the people parked in the
Mm.
parking lot. It was just like, my poor puppy was like, what?
Yeah, they were using
Mm,
pretty heavy duty equipment. And I
Yeah.
talked to the guys here, they ran into rock. So, you know,
Oh.
they had this 3-foot diameter drill,
Yeah, it was noisy.
wow.
but after they got through the rock, they were okay. So anyway, they're
Yeah.
demobilizing now, so they just need to, you know, kind of regrade the road and. But anyway, I think they did a good job.
Well, that's good. That's
Oh,
good because I knew you were really paying attention. So thank you for that.
I signed up for the MACC conference. One of their offerings was pretty much with these utilities, what they're allowed to do, what they can't do, what we can ask for them.
I saw that.
So I signed that up. Hopefully
Great.
I'll have a better understanding.
Yeah, I did see that as one of the
Yeah.
work sessions.
Yeah,
The
so I'll be doing
MACC does a nice job in putting together different items. And so there's a bunch of different times, and because it's virtual, it is kind of pretty easy. I kind of liked going that one Saturday and just spending the day and bopping around to a bunch of different things, but probably next year we'll be back in person if the president has anything
Yeah.
to say about it.
Mm-hmm.
The president
I
actually
think it's
works
like
with me.
30 to do one of the classes, or 150 to do as
Yeah.
many as you want. So
Yeah. And there's a
Anyways,
good
let us
bunch
know.
of them. Okay,
yeah,
thank
there's
you. Clay?
all right.
There is one hand that is raised in the audience. If
Oh,
you'd like to
okay.
move them Over.
Gonna bring them up. Nancy Smith, if you can hear me, you have the floor. Please state your name for the record.
Nancy Smith, 29 Mosley Ave. I'm just a quick question. And I think I got my video and everything else at this time. So regarding 37 Mosley, the next meeting of yours is during February school vacation. And we have teachers and administrators that live on the road and some families with school-age children. And a couple of us will not be here. And
Okay,
I was wondering if we had the same ability to request a continuance, because we won't have everybody here to voice our concerns should they be ready to present in 2 weeks.
okay, the applicant is the one that requests the continuance.
Okay.
So we don't usually deny that of them, and unless, but I am wondering if they're really not going to be ready by the 23rd. Deb, do you have any sense?
I doubt it's going to finish up in one meeting either.
Right, we do not need to
Yes.
close it, and so I think and so we would have, the meeting would be recorded as this one is being, and we would likely not close because we know that there's a butter interest. But I don't think we can say that they can't open that.
No.
So that's the best I can tell you.
Okay. So you don't think it could be a one and done, but if it is,
I don't think so. And now that you're here talking again, and you guys were here before, we will want to make sure. We haven't looked at it at all yet.
okay.
So we will likely have our own questions and asking our own additional information from the applicant. Has to have provided everything that we need to make a decision. And we can say, you know, we were looking for, you know, test fits, or we're looking for X, Y, and Z, whatever things we might be looking for information on, clarity on. And then they usually can get it to us, or maybe there's some plan edits or something in the next 2 weeks, and we would go to the next hearing. And we can also ask them not to close. It is the applicant's right to ask for the continuance and ask to close a hearing. If we do not think that we have enough information, then we can deny them, but so usually they don't close, they don't request closing if we're asking for more information. So
Okay.
that's kind of where that stands. And don't we have a letter? We have a
Yes.
couple of letters from the abutters that we will want to read out loud during that hearing. So Deb and Clay, make sure that that happens so that we
Yeah,
have those out loud on the record and on the recording.
Okay, terrific, because we have 100%
They- Mm.
participation from Mosley Ave. So it's all of us really wanting to make sure that this goes down in a way that's acceptable to everybody, respectful of the land, et cetera. So
Mhm.
have something like a vacation thing would be a little heartbreaking. So I think that
Right.
I can rest easy that it doesn't look like it would be a one and done.
And with the concerns that you have, and hearing that, I would imagine that the commission may want to do a site visit, which would push us to the next hearing also.
Perfect.
We won't do that without the applicant's approval and having them be on site with us, like, is typically how that works.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you again for your time. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for asking.
I will just
They
add
need-
that
okay.
after that meeting on the 23rd, for anybody that's not in attendance, I will send out the YouTube link to the recording for anybody who might not have been there once it's posted. It does get posted by IT, so it's usually not the next day, but usually early the week following. I can get that link distributed.
That'd be fantastic. I appreciate it.
And I have something to add if you want to. So they need to have any new information to us by next Thursday. The commission has a policy where if they don't receive new plans a week before the next hearing, they don't close because they don't have enough time to review everything.
Okay.
So essentially have a week to get us what they want us to review.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night. Any more hands?
I do not see any additional hands in the audience now.
Okay, anybody else in the commission, or are we ready to adjourn? I'll take a motion if anybody wants.
That we adjourn.
Second that.
Thanks. Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Hi.
Bye.
Hey, everybody.
everyone.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Night.